LeBron James, arguably one of the best basketball players to ever touch an NBA court, also has arguably one of the best watch collections that we've ever seen. So let's dive into it. Starting off strong, a lot of people don't know this about LeBron, but he's actually ambidextrous, so you can use both hands, which shows very much on the court, which also is very cool for this watch. The watch that we're speaking of is actually the Rolex GMT Master 2 Sprite, reference number 126720 VTNR, and I actually have one. So here's the watch right here. The really cool thing about this watch is it is a destro watch. So what that means is actually the watch is made for your right hand. Doesn't mean you have to wear it there, but I think it's really cool. And if you guys want to pick up this exact watch, here at Happy Jewelers, we actually do have them. We have a few actually. I have them both in Oyster and in Jubilee. Something like this, 2024 box and papers, 21,000. And next up, another very, very strong piece from Rolex again. It's gonna be the Rolex Daytona Eye of the Tiger. Reference number is 116588 TBR. I've actually had the opportunity to see this watch in person and it's absolutely stunning. But this is for someone that definitely likes to go over the top. It is nothing short of a statement piece. Anywhere you go with this watch, you're turning heads and everyone's gonna be talking about it. For someone like LeBron, absolutely perfect. Top watch for a top player. And if you yourself are over the top and you wanna pick something up like this, it's gonna run you about $250,000. Next up, we have a discontinued Rolex model. It's gonna be the Rolex Day-Date 2, the 41mm, reference number 218238. And he has it in the full yellow gold with that beautiful, beautiful black dial. A lot of people didn't like the 41, but for someone like him, he is 6'9". Now giving you an example, I'm 6'4", so definitely not too big of a watch for him. This watch is absolutely stunning. I think it looks great. Easy everyday wear. Again, you can't go wrong with that 18 karat yellow gold from Rolex. Just a stunning piece that you have to have, a statement piece. Now when it comes to price for something like this, you can pick one up for around $40,000. Again, dial, condition, box papers, all that stuff matters, but just to kind of give you guys a general idea. A very cool piece that I didn't know that he actually had. He actually has a Rolex Oyster Professional, but in the coral red. Now he does have the Tiffany blue that everyone loves to go crazy about, but I think it's very interesting that he's wearing this coral red courtside versus that Tiffany. So clearly this is something that he genuinely likes and it's just very, very cool to him. So kudos to you, because I think that's really cool to make other watches that aren't necessarily hype cool for yourself, and it's about what you like, not about what everyone else wants. So for the coral red Oyster Perpetual in the gray market right now is going to run you about 17,000, but for the Tiffany, that one's gonna probably run you about 25,500, maybe 26,000, depending on where you get it. And next up, this one's really cool because this is actually my personal favorite Rolex right now. A Rolex Day-Date 40 in that absolutely stunning rose gold with that olive green dial, 228235, 40mm. This watch is honestly perfect in my opinion, so I'm stoked that he has this. He's also one of my favorite players, so he's doing everything right in my opinion. This watch is absolutely stunning. It is an anniversary with that absolutely beautiful olive dial, and it's something where you need to see it in person because the photos just simply don't do it justice. And for something like this, it's gonna run you about $50,000. All right, now this is cool. This is something where we're starting to get deep in his collection now. I'm starting to see the really heavy hitters and the cool stuff that you just don't see every day. This right here is the Platinum Day-Date 40mm Arabic dial, Arabic date, and Arabic day. And on top of all that, it is set with a factory baguette bezel. Now to get this dial, it's very exclusive to the Middle East. And for something like this in the secondary market, it's gonna run you about $160,000. Finishing off his Rolex collection, as far as we know, we're actually gonna be looking at something very, very different. I was actually very shocked when I saw that he had this because one, a lot of people don't know that this watch exists, even with a lot of collectors. Most people know about the Jubilee bracelet, the Oyster bracelet, and the Presidential bracelet. Not a lot of people know about the Pro Master bracelet that comes on the Pro Masters and the Masterpieces, which is the watch that we have here. It's the watch that he debuted at the Space Jam premiere when he starred in it in the remake. It's gonna be reference number 863348 SABLV. That's a mouthful, but that gradient bezel is just stunning. I've never personally seen this in person, but I can only imagine what this looks like. It leaves you honestly speechless. And again, that bezel, I mean, take a look at that. The yellow, the green, the blue, how Rolex perfectly gradients it all the way through. There's a reason why it's called a Pro Master and a Masterpiece, because not anyone can just make these watches. And to be honest, with this one, I don't know if I can really price you guys because there isn't one on the market right now. Special watches like this, a lot of the times they stay with these, high-end clients, whether they're celebrities or people that are whispers. So I don't have anything for you right now, but if you guys do find one, let us know down in the comments if you can get your hands on one and bring it by Happy Jewelers. So now moving on to the AP part of his collection, very, very obvious, I have to start with this one, is his own watch. So if you guys don't know, AP actually has a watch with LeBron. It's a AP Royal Oak Offshore, and it's absolutely stunning. Now taking a little bit closer look at this watch, it just kind of goes, through and through with how LeBron is. His attention to detail is absolutely meticulous. And when you look at this watch, it actually says that there's diamonds on it. But when you look at most watches, you're gonna see it on the bezel, on the dial, bracelet even. But I've never seen this. The diamonds on his watch are actually on the top chronograph pusher, set with 14 round brilliant cut diamonds. I mean, something like that, you're never gonna see anyone else do things like this. So if you're looking to get one of these pieces, it's one of 600 that have only been made one time in 2014. To pick something up like this is gonna run you $85,000. Next, a really, really cool piece that I personally really like. It's gonna be the AP Royal Oak Concept Flying Tourbillon Black Panther. This is a piece of art. I wouldn't even call this a watch at this point. I mean, you're wearing art on your wrist. Beautiful titanium casing, a flying tourbillon. This is something that you don't see every day, if not ever. This watch also does depict the Black Panther in the center of the dial. It is a somewhat of an open work, so you can kind of see everything, see all the technicals about it. This isn't something you just walk into any AP or any place like us even and can just pick that up. And that's due to the fact this one was also limited, but to only 250 pieces. If you guys thought 600 was low for the last one, he has a watch even more exclusive, 250 pieces. Really think about that. That's absolutely insane. When it comes to retail, that one's gonna run you about $167,000. Now, when it comes to the gray market, there is a bit of a gap in terms of what some people are selling them from. Like I said, very limited pieces means that everyone can kind of demand their own price at some point. So you're looking from anywhere between around 250,000 to some reaching about 400. So it just depends on where you get it from. If you get it from Happy, I promise you our price will probably be the best one out there. All right, to be completely honest, I keep saying this, that these are my favorite watches that when I pull up to the next one, but I mean, his collection is just insane. So next up, now in the video, is my favorite watch that he has. So what I'm looking at now is a blue ceramic Audemars Piguet perpetual calendar. See, I've had the pleasure of seeing the black ones. I've actually seen a white one as well, but I've never seen one of the blues. This is actually a more vibrant color in person as well, as so I'm told. This thing is absolutely insane. So when it comes to retail, this watch is gonna run you around $109,000. At that point, it's not happening. So what you're gonna have to look at is that gray market value, which is gonna fetch you almost $500,000 to have this absolutely stunning piece. In my eyes, it's worth it. What do you think, Nate?
100%.
So next what we have is something I personally like as well. Something I even think our friend Nico would be able to get behind, because as we all know, the real ballers buy factory. So what we're looking at here is a Audemars Piguet Royal Oak Offshore set in factory diamonds. Reference number 26067BC. It's gonna be that absolutely beautiful, completely iced out from Audemars Piguet. So when it comes to price for something like this, you're gonna, again, another watch where there is always gonna be a kind of a market shift, down, up, anywhere in between. For something like this, it's gonna run you about $100,000. And to finish off the APs, nothing short, of course, coming from Lebron. I keep getting one up every time I go down this list. Next up is gonna be that beautiful white gold frosted AP open work double balance wheel, reference number 15407BC. If you wanna pick something up like this, it's gonna run you about just a tad over $200,000. Next up is something very, very special. You've probably seen it pop up a little bit more in recent. It's gonna be the Cartier Crash, but not just that. This is the Cartier Crash in skeleton in that 18 karat rose gold, and this is limited to 67 pieces. If you don't know, it's called the Crash, and it's sculpted very oddly, so it doesn't look like every other watch. It's also on a leather strap, so there is no bracelet for this one. And to pick something up like this, you're gonna be looking at upwards of $300,000. Now, mind you, with this watch, there's only 67 pieces. The market is very controversial, to say the least. So it is gonna vary, but I think in itself, outside of the money, just the ability to get this watch is gonna be the hardest part. All right, guys, that's gonna wrap it up for today. Thank you so much for watching. Comment down below which one you guys would pick, and also let me know who do you guys wanna see next. And as always, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.